Have you ever noticed how your emotional state can transform your day? You know that feeling when you're in a good mood, everything seems to go right? And when you're sad, nothing seems to flow? It's not a coincidence. This is quantum reality in action. The traditional Newtonian view describes the universe as a great mechanical clock. According to this perspective, everything in the cosmos is composed of distinct and isolated entities that interact with each other following immutable physical laws. Imagine a cosmic billiard game where each ball represents an object in the universe, and their trajectories are determined only by the applied physical forces. This approach was revolutionary in its time, providing a clear and predictable framework for understanding the physical world. However, the Newtonian view considers the universe as an autonomous entity, separate from human consciousness and experience, which makes it limited in explaining phenomena that do not fit perfectly into this model. The advent of quantum physics in the early 20th century brought a significant upheaval to this view. Unlike the Newtonian perspective, quantum physics suggests that the observer plays a crucial role in the formation of reality. In experiments like the double-slit experiment, the presence and perception of the observer can alter the behavior of subatomic particles. This means that instead of being autonomous entities, particles seem to exist in a state of potentiality until observed. In this context, the act of observing is not passive but actively shapes reality. This quantum perspective intriguingly aligns with ancient spiritual teachings that speak of the interconnectedness of all existence and the importance of consciousness. Many ancient spiritual and philosophical texts suggest that the reality we experience is, in some way, a projection or reflection of our state of consciousness. The idea that the physical world is a holographic matrix reflecting the observer's consciousness resonates with both quantum physics and these teachings, directly challenging the Newtonian view of an independent and mechanical universe. The concept that consciousness and perception can influence the manifestation of reality opens new possibilities for understanding the world and our own existence. This leads us to question to what extent our personal reality is shaped by our beliefs, thoughts, and perceptions. If quantum physics is correct, then each of us plays an active role in creating our life experience. This gives us a sense of responsibility and power, suggesting that by changing our consciousness, we can somehow alter our reality. The transition from the Newtonian to the quantum view is not just a change in scientific paradigms but also a profound shift in how we perceive our role in the universe. Instead of being mere passive observers of a mechanical cosmos, we are co-creators of our reality, interacting with a universe that responds to our consciousness. This idea has profound implications for philosophy, spirituality, and even science. It invites us to explore more deeply the nature of reality and our own nature as conscious beings. Quantum physics goes beyond challenging the Newtonian view. It suggests that reality itself is shaped by the observer's consciousness. This means that perception and consciousness are not just filters through which we experience the world but are active elements that influence the very manifestation of reality. In experiments like the famous double-slit experiment, it was observed that the behavior of particles changes depending on whether they are observed or not. When not observed, particles exhibit wave behavior, but when observed, they behave like particles. This strange phenomenon suggests that reality, at the quantum level, is fluid and potentially moldable by consciousness. This idea that perception can influence reality deeply resonates with ancient philosophical and spiritual concepts. Many spiritual traditions have always emphasized the importance of mind and consciousness in creating human experience. For example, Buddhism teaches that the reality we perceive is a construction of the mind, and by changing our perception, we can change our experience of the world. Quantum physics, in a way, offers a scientific validation for these ancient wisdoms, suggesting that reality is indeed more moldable and interconnected than the Newtonian view allowed. The idea that consciousness shapes reality also has profound implications for our understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe. If our perception and consciousness can influence reality, then we are more than mere passive observers. We are active participants in creating our life experience. This leads us to question to what extent our beliefs, thoughts, and emotions are shaping the reality around us. Practically, this suggests that by changing our consciousness, we can effectively change our reality. Moreover, the notion that reality is shaped by the observer's consciousness opens new frontiers for science and philosophy. This challenges the view of a deterministic universe where everything is predetermined by immutable physical laws. Instead, it suggests a universe of infinite potentiality, where reality is co-created in real time by the interaction between consciousness and the physical world. This leads to a more dynamic and interconnected view of the cosmos, where each individual has a unique and significant role in creating reality. Neville Goddard, an influential metaphysician and author of the 20th century, proposed a fascinating view of reality where the fourth dimension serves as a source for three-dimensional existence. According to Goddard, the fourth dimension is a realm of infinite potentiality where all possibilities of life exist simultaneously. In other words, our three-dimensional reality is merely a shadow or manifestation of these infinite possibilities. This suggests that by accessing or tuning into the fourth dimension, we can influence and shape our three-dimensional reality in ways that defy linear logic and traditional causality. This idea of dimensions and infinite potentials is echoed by Dr. Joe Dispenza, a renowned researcher and author in the field of neuroscience and quantum physics. Dispenza highlights the existence of an infinite quantum field that contains all potential outcomes for our lives. According to him, this quantum field is a matrix of possibilities that can be accessed and manifested through the mind and consciousness. By tuning our minds to this quantum field, we can attract the desired experiences and outcomes into our reality. This resonates with ancient spiritual teachings that speak of the existence of all possible outcomes in the eternal now. The idea that consciousness can access dimensions and infinite potentials challenges the linear and limited view of reality offered by classical physics. Instead of seeing time as a straight line where the past determines the present and the future, this view suggests that all possibilities exist simultaneously in a quantum field of infinite potentials. This opens the door to the idea that by changing our consciousness and perception, we can literally change our timeline and the reality we experience. It is as if we are navigating a sea of infinite possibilities, where each choice and thought takes us in a new direction. If the mind has the power to access and manifest infinite potentials, then our state of being, our thoughts, and our emotions are incredibly powerful. This suggests that by cultivating an elevated and positive state of consciousness, we can attract more harmonious and desirable experiences into our lives. It is a vision that places great power and responsibility in the hands of each individual, suggesting that we are co-creators of our own reality. The relationship between thoughts, emotions, and reality is a central theme in both quantum physics and many spiritual traditions. According to this perspective, our thoughts and emotions are not mere internal reflections but active forces that shape the reality around us. At the quantum level, the energy of our thoughts and emotions interacts with the infinite quantum field, influencing the potentials that manifest in our lives. In other words, the reality we experience is a mirror of our internal state of being. This connection between thoughts, emotions, and reality is often illustrated with the metaphor of a mirror. Just as a mirror reflects our image, the universe reflects our emotional and mental state. If we are in a state of joy, gratitude, and love, we attract experiences that resonate with these emotions. Conversely, states of fear, anger, and sadness tend to attract corresponding experiences. This view highlights the importance of cultivating positive emotional states and elevated thoughts to create a harmonious and fulfilling reality. Dr. Joe Dispenza speaks extensively about how our thoughts and emotions are directly connected to our health and well-being. He argues that negative emotional states can lead to physical imbalances and diseases, while positive emotional states promote healing and well-being. This suggests that we have a significant degree of control over our health and reality through the conscious management of our emotional and mental states. Science is beginning to recognize this connection, with studies showing that practices like meditation, gratitude, and positive visualization can profoundly affect health and quality of life. The idea that reality reflects our internal state is also a common theme in many spiritual traditions. These traditions teach that the external world is a manifestation of our internal world and that true change begins within us. This implies that to transform our external reality, we must first transform our internal thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. This holistic approach highlights the interconnectedness of mind, body, and spirit, and the importance of cultivating elevated consciousness and balanced emotional states to create a full and meaningful life. The relationship between thoughts, emotions, and reality invites us to take an active and conscious stance in creating our life experience. Instead of seeing ourselves as victims of circumstances, we are encouraged to see ourselves as co-creators of our reality. This not only empowers the individual but also promotes a more integrated and interconnected worldview, where each thought and emotion plays a vital role in the fabric of reality. From this perspective, each moment is an opportunity to align our internal states with our deepest desires and manifest a life that resonates with our true essence.